So you could join us anywhere on the floor, wherever you feel comfortable. All right. We could there. Here, all three of us. I'm gonna just put the camera on you. Get comfy. So
there's the hat.
you good. Let's get 2 seconds. Better. All right, I'm gonna record. Hmm? Oh, my mic.
Yeah.
Good, okay. I thought it was later on.
Honestly, with my luck, like anything is possible. It might slide, it might randomly want to turn off.
All right, so this is our final muscle mindset session. Thank you so much for being here with us. Ladies, this is Ayanna Morgan. I actually stumbled across her Instagram page. I'm always looking for women to be inspired by, and that can be an inspiration to others. And I saw she's very, very into fitness, and I was very interested to hear her story. So I invited her to come and share with us today. So right over to you.
Okay, so for me, fitness has always been a part of my life. Being the youngest of 3, I came into a very fit environment. Both of my parents were active. They used to play tennis. My dad used to, dad's always, I used to play football, cricket, tennis, run. In my head, I was like, okay, cool. And then my brother and sister were both national tennis players. I came in and just kind of slid into that just by default. Just like, your brother, your sister there, you can do it too. And I remember just being competitive, being the youngest, and just wanting to beat people around. And that was just me being, the youngest, always trying to stand up for yourself, things like that. Like, people who are the youngest, they understand. Like, when you try to own yourself. So I remember, and everybody always asks me, so how did you end up in track and field? Because I'm a national track and field athlete. So I remember just looking at my friends at first form at St. Michael's School and saying, I could beat you. And they're like, no, you can't, like, you're not. I could beat you, that it comes. But into house sports, they were going to line up and beat you. And then I ended up, I don't remember why I came second or third in the race. And then the PE teacher at the school was like, come and run for us. I'm not a runner. I do tennis and I do ballet. Like, this, you don't run. Like, I run as punishment. Like, run is foolishness, basically.
Right.
And then he was like, I remember he said track practice Monday, Wednesday, Friday after school. And I was like, okay, good for you. Never mind. Never mind. Then the next day he came like, we're at track practice. Like, I do tennis and I do ballet. Like, he called my mom. My mom was like, she's not a runner. So I ended up, he said that just let her run for the school, ran for a relay, did a high jump, whatever. Fast forward at the end of third form now, he said, no, end of second, he said, come and train with me and try it for a year. No, I am a tennis player. I do ballet. Like, what are you talking about? He's like, okay. You would have to quit tennis, but you can still dance. And I always found, for me, anything that didn't seem like a chore is something I wanted to do. Nobody likes to do chores. If you think, like, I have to do this and you don't like it, you don't want to do it. And I went in completely blindsided. I ran for 1 year and I never stopped. For me, while the workouts hurt, that burning feeling, I'm sure a lot of you were just feeling, but it wasn't a chore, and I used to enjoy feeling like a community. Like, it was a group of us that to this day, though we have passed secondary school, college, all of that sort of range, we can still come together. And, we remember those, traveling together, feeling like it was more than a training group. It was like a family, and our club was always big on that. It wasn't everybody joined to, give the teacher some extra money outside the school. It was more, we're a family. If we're in this together. One person falls down, everybody has to pay for that. I mean, sometimes that sucks. Peter paid for Paul is rubbish. Right. If you're like, I am not Paul, but so for me, that was kind of the jumpstart of choosing my own fitness journey, because everybody's like, you're not a runner. And to this day, my tennis coach is like, why did you quit? I liked that I was one, unknown in the tennis world, and in the track world versus in tennis, I was somebody's little sister, somebody's daughter. I like making my own story for myself, and then I enjoyed the group. So I was still, again, as I say, some of the girls that I trained with were in my event, even some that weren't. To this day, I know like for birthdays and stuff, we say we don't need the whole long paragraphs and everything. We know what it is. If you need me, I'm there. I love you. That's it. Exactly. So we've done that, and that 1 year of track training turned into a full 4-year track and field scholarship, multiple national teams, still working on it to a hopeful, eventually Olympic dream. But, a couple setbacks here and there, being at home a little difficult, but, that has been kind of the jumpstart to my fitness program entirely, because I came home and the mindset here was, I want to help. That's always how I am. I want to be in a position to help others. So I ended up starting my actual personal training journey because I wanted to know what I can do for me, and then eventually what I can take from what I have to carry to others. So like, people like, a personal trainer? I'm like, yeah. They're like, you don't really seem it. I'm like, I did the program because I was fortunate enough to travel the world, have amazing coaches along the way, and who would have been a lot more experienced than me, who would have been experts in the field. And then it was always like, okay, so why did I do this? Like, why am I doing hip thrusts after squats? Because my legs don't make sense after the running workout that I did before. But understanding the why and the reasons, like, I'm very much of a why person. I have to know my why and why this has to happen. So I started that, I ended up being fortunate to start teaching now. So I'm helping kids find their why. So I'm not as hell bent on, I do track and field, you have to do track and field. I'm more, find your why. If you'd like volleyball, I will come to your volleyball games. I've gone to watch some of my kids play football outside of school, been invited to watch golf, swimming, at a young age, I am excited to, get not just the typical athletic kid excited to run. I'm excited for the kids who might be overlooked in a sense, because I have some kids that, have their own things going on, and they're might be overlooked in the classroom, but then for PE, it's like, now I want you here, I need you doing this now. And then all of a sudden parents are calling me, hey, what do you do after school? Because we hear, you do stuff after school. How can we get them involved? Because they want to hear at home talking about you, or, oh, you're the infamous Miss Morgan. I'm like, I don't know about that. So for me, fitness has become not just a part of my journey as an athlete. Like I'm always, again, a white person. So, you know, when that alarm goes off, as much as I don't want to move, I know at the end of the day, it's really not up to anybody else but me. Like if I snooze that alarm, I'll wake up in the next hour and a half, like, who's that gonna affect but me? Like, at the end of the day, when I'm as an athlete getting on the line to compete, like, I put in all the work, it's just time to execute. If, as you know, a teacher, I'm here and, you know, I don't want to put in the effort with the kids, we're not going to get anything back from them. And, you know, you never know who you might inspire in the next group, you know, because at the end of the day, you're going to need them eventually. They always say, you know, this is the next generation, but they're still coming after us. So, you know, if we're looking for sport administrators, we're looking for kids to be excited and just generally a fitter population, you know. Find your why is always
Probably got flipped out in my
maybe,
maybe.
maybe, yeah. Well, yeah. No, that's just kind of my spiel, you know, your why is unique to you. I know some people are into sports and fitness to keep them out of trouble. Others are involved because it's an opportunity for them, you know, it's not just a 2-hour workout outside of school. You can be fortunate to see the world, you can get an education, you don't have to be limited. And I love to tell the kids to the typical jobs, like, yeah, people see, you know, doctor, lawyer, whatever. And I'm happy to see it starting to change. Like, people are being more accepted about, you know, going into the arts and different, and like into sports, and, you know, kind of giving everyone the room to know their why and go with it. Because I might be at the gym at 5 o'clock because I want to run half a second faster. Somebody else might be in the gym, like, I don't care about running half a second faster. Like, I don't want to run. Like, I come in to get the legs when we walk the, you know. But that's their why. Somebody else might have a why and say, I'm more of an evening person. Everybody's different and has their own unique perspective. So for me, all of this just is, you know, tuning in and understanding your why. Like, why are you here? Why are you doing what you got to do? Because at the end of the day, nobody knows what you're going through. You know, you might say, hey, you know, explain to people close around you, but nobody's really gonna know and be able to fine tune and understand you like you. So for me, I'm like a journaler, you know, a visual person. I like to see and write things down to keep me on track, because again, life can sometimes. Life can like, you know, you have a couple days that you don't eat how you're supposed to eat and you can feel it later on, or you have a couple of days that you're just like, I didn't make it in the gym, or I didn't get to execute this workout as I wanted to, I didn't sleep well because there was this, that, like, and it's okay to then, for me, I look back at, you know, my why. I go and I read over maybe something I wrote to myself, you know, I look at a little affirmation. Again, big visual person, I love colors, seeing things. But at the end of the day, seeing it in front of you and being able to be, all right, how can I reset, refocus, and go again? Like, all right, so I didn't do this week. I didn't do it last week either. Okay, it's been a couple weeks. I'm starting to feel the effects of it. I know I need to reset and go again. All right, I'm going to plan to go to the supermarket this day, get what I have to get, meal prep. No more buying food. Like, don't lose that excuse, because again, at the end of the day, I might be buying fast food or something to eat because it's convenient for me and with my friends, whatever. But at the end of the day, their whys are gonna be different to mine, even though we might all be a group and be, you know, that unified group that's working out together, doing things together, but you know, my why and my reasonings and who I am and how my body functions and everything is gonna be different to everybody else is in this room.
So I have a question for you.
Sure.
Touching on, like, you talked about affirmations, visuals and stuff like that. And I always tell the girls, like, it's so much more than coming to the gym and lifting the weights, and like the mindset is the most important part for me. Like, what challenges would you have gone through on your fitness journey, that you had to implement certain mindset strategies and, you know, stuff like that?
For me, again, as an athlete, it might play a biggest role. You know, injuries happen. Like, injuries can happen from overtraining, from undertraining. Injuries come in all different shapes and sizes. So for me, you know, again, also overthinker slash trying to be perfectionist, but no, perfectionism isn't a thing, you know.
Understand completely.
So it's like, you know, you want to do things to the best of your ability every time. Some days they might be 80%, 30%, but injuries are part of the sport. Injuries sadly happen. So for me, that's been a lot of my bigger setbacks. Like right now, I'm quad injury that I'm recovering from. And it's hard. It really is hard to be in a position that, you know, you're better than this. Like I was able to squat more than this. I was able to run without pain. And, you know, again, while my mindset can be, you know, I'm trying to get back. It's hard. And for me, I'm also grateful for my support system. So, you know, it's great to have people, not just like-minded people around you, but to have sometimes just people in your corner that when you just say, like, I don't know if I'm having a hard fight with myself because, you know, them voices in your head be going one way, you're like weighing it out, but always having like-minded people and just in general, even if they're not on the same fitness journey, having people in your corner that gonna ride for you sometimes harder than you ride for yourself help with my mindset. And then for me, I also, again, I have affirmations on my phone, playlists, podcasts. Some days on the hard days I can make drive to work and listen to them. Other days, you know, might be something more to get me hyped. And it just different days call for different things. But I always know it's gonna be hard. Like there are gonna be days that alarm goes off and I'm like, I don't want to do this. Like I need like 3 more hours of sleep. But like I don't really want to eat this salad right now in this moment. But at the end of the day, again, my why is there and I know like if and when, you know, those bigger things happen for me career-wise, like my friends are some of the loudest and most obnoxious people in the room. Like they're wanting to make signs, run, cheer. Gosh, y'all are embarrassing. But I always say it in so many of my posts and things that I say I'm grateful for that because, you know, having your tribe of people is important for those days that it just don't make sense. So, you know, some days when I wake up and I'm like, I don't want to, but I'm like, I know, even though it's 5 o'clock and 4:30 and they're not up yet, you know, they're gonna be the ones that are, nah, get up and go fam, like you want this and you're gonna go after it because you can get it. And, you know, those voices do come back after a while. And, you know, I'm always very grateful for, you know, the experiences that I've gone through, the things that haven't happened, even though I really wanted them to you know, you always think you want certain things to happen, but you know, it's sometimes a hard reality to accept. Maybe not now, it doesn't mean no,
Right.
maybe later, you know. But in your head, I want this now, I want to do this now, like hurry this up. But you know, it's hard some days, but you know, again, you know why you're doing it, and you have those people who on those days remind you why you're doing it.
Sweet. Anybody have any questions before we wrap up?
I think the question that she wants to know in the past. She was known in the tennis world, but I know in the sports world. And then you mentioned that when the room was doctor, going a doctor. That was much of it. Everybody wanted a doctor.
I think most of my class at school was health, finance, you know, everybody's like that corporate girly life. And I'm like, it's cute, don't get me wrong, the outfits, the heels, you know, if you're gonna go like the Stanley Cup route, it's so cute, adorable. But for me, in the nicest way possible, I said if I have to sit at a computer and look at it every day, I'm gonna shoot myself in the foot. Like I'm not that girly.
Right.
I want to be outside. I want to be doing things like I don't mind sweating. I mean, it's gross. You know, I'm one of the most active people, but one of the most like I'm gonna go take a shower. I can take a shower outside, but you know, I'm very much because of sport. I found a love in being active. So if you randomly looking at my school a day, like people see me on the field just running with the kids and they're like, what are you doing? Like I'm gonna go and do the foolishness with them, you know, they're gonna go and dance and sing and I'm gonna do it with them. Like that's my personality and I know it fits me. Whereas I never thought of teaching. I was like, I'm never gonna be a teacher. I said this. I'm never going to be a teacher. This came up accidentally. Somebody reached out to me and said, hey, are you interested in? No, but I said, I'll give it a try. Because I was like finishing my master and I was trying to figure out what's going on, you know, post-COVID. Like now, like those little buggers are the best. They're so cute, like adorable. But you know, sometimes find your way accidentally. So I started to do things because I like them and because that's just me, you know, in the gym, fitness, and then people started to ask, hey, do you do personal training? Yes. Why don't you post about it? I don't have imposter syndrome is a real thing, guys. It's there. But you know, the whole, you know, I'm doing things and learning to love myself and my journey. And you know, when you have those moments, that's when the right things kind of slot in. Because you don't want to be miserable the rest of the day. Like it started with you don't want to do chores.
Yeah.
If it's a chore, you don't want to do it. Anything. If it's a job, if it's working out, if it's a diet, like you gotta find things that you like and work for you. Otherwise, you'll be miserable. Who got time to be miserable in a whole 2024? Like, I don't want to be miserable. I hate being upset. Like, I hate crying. I'm a big crier. Like as things don't go my way, I'm gonna get angry and cry. Like
Sounds familiar.
Tears attached to all you.
yeah, like I'm vexed and I'm crying. Like, are you sad? No, I'm angry. Like, leave me alone. But like,
It's like
so
wait, am I so
exactly, and you
never
think
really mad. So tears start.
exactly. So you never want to make. To me, I don't want to make anything a chore. Like I don't want to wake up every day and feel like going to the gym is a chore for me because I ain't gonna want to go. And like eventually one day I might miss and then say, I don't want to go again. You know, same thing with work. Like who really wants to work every single day? But if it's something that you don't hate, it's gonna be okay. Everybody's gonna have hard times. It's never gonna be perfect. But you know, seeing like 30 kids running at me to give me a hug at 8 o'clock in the morning, I'm like, caffeine hasn't hit my system yet. But come and get a hug at 9:15. Like going to the like Agmar after work and hearing somebody screaming your name for the top of their lungs. You're like, just saw you like 30 minutes ago, like they're acting the same person. It's cute, it's great, but you know, it makes it less of a chore. And then, you know, once you find those things that you enjoy doing and you incorporate them into your routine, like, you can just coast through life. Like, nobody don't want me back all the time. Back to so much effort. Like, those screw faces ain't cute. Hey, you know, you hear those creepy men in town talking about sweet girls smile. Nobody really wants to smile, but like, I get the, you know, philosophy that you don't really want to sit around like upset and frowning all the days of your life, but backspace, I got backspace, like leave me alone. I don't know you, I don't want you talking to me, but I get it. Yeah, you just walking, it's so hot, like, I want nobody to touch my cake at home. You just,
I guess somebody can break it.
and a sweet girl, and you see, dog, I don't know you. Like, please, have a great day, sir. You know.
Well, thank you so much, Ayanna.
Thank you.
We would love to sit and talk, but we're gonna get kicked out just now. The gym actually closes at 9, but really enjoyed your conversation and hearing your story. We definitely love to have you back as we grow and we keep doing, you know, bringing females to be empowered by empowered females. So thank you so much
for having me.
You are so welcome.
Cheese over again.